Now, this is a classic. It's a belter. We're going to enjoy this. A great story in League One at the weekend. 2 linesmen sustained injuries in the match between Portsmouth and Cheltenham, which had to be stopped as they looked for a replacement. An announcement was made on at Fratton Park as the club asked for a qualified official to make themselves known at the ground, and one man stood up to help. Julian Browning stepped forward and ran the line in the second half at Fratton Park, and even wore a pair of golden boots. Now, the great news out there for everybody, Julian is joining us this morning. Julian, a very good morning.
Morning, Julian.
Morning, Ali. Morning, Andy.
Julian, congratulations. What an effort. The first thing I've got to say to you, mate, some of my mates that go to games would struggle to walk in a straight line, never mind run the line. I mean, were you, how were you feeling about it? Were you nervous about it? Was it a decision that just said, no, I'm your man for the job?
Let's say there was a bit of peer pressure involved. I wasn't too keen to stand up and make myself known to begin with, but everyone sat around me just started shouting and pointing down to the benches because we were sat above the dugouts and said, he'll do it. And yeah, I gave in eventually, and yeah, let's just say I was nervous. Nervous is probably an understatement.
I bet. Now look, there's a vicious rumour going around, Julian, that the Pompey midfielder Joe Morrell said he spotted you having 4 pints before the game. Now, if you're running up and down that line and you got that lot swimming around in your belly, then that makes the job a little bit harder again. Is that true?
Andy, it's been 4, 5, 6, all sorts, however many you want to throw out there. But I can categorically state I didn't even finish 1 pint.
Is that right?
We don't do hospitality. We're allowed season ticket holders in hospitality, so we don't go there just to drink. We go to socialise. So it's not a thing I drink regularly. But I wouldn't have done it. I guarantee you now, if I'd had more than 1 beer, 2 even, there's no way I would have even stood up.
Well, it's funny. Congratulations, because I don't know if you know Coral's representative Dave Stevens, a mad Portsmouth fan, and he's on the show often, Julian. He reckons you've got to have a couple of pints to watch Portsmouth, by the way. But that's another conversation. What I'm more interested in, the golden boots, pal. Where did the golden boots come from?
They just appeared. I was stood in the tunnel already kitted. I'd borrowed the kit from the refs, and I walked out and just socks, and everybody said, have you got any boots? I said, well, yeah, because I always take boots to a game. So and out of nowhere they just appeared on the floor in front of me, and there you go. They were perfect. They were like slippers, and if you're going to make an appearance, golden boots has got to be the way to go.
Quite right. Were you wired up with are the officials all sort of so you can communicate, etc., Julian? Did that all happen or not?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was a quick swap over. I actually took the shirt and the comms and everything from the second assistant ref that was injured. So for the entire time I was running the line, constantly in communication with the fourth, the ref, and the other assistant. And that not only did that make it so much easier, but it gave me a massive insight.
I bet it did. Yeah, I bet it did. Yeah,
hugely.
Julian, see that particular line you were running, right?
Yeah.
Was it the same line that both linesmen did their calf?
No, that was the line that the first assistant did his on. And in fact, Andy, the reason I was doing that line was because Cheltenham manager Wade Elliott insisted, and after deciding it was okay, that I did Portsmouth's back four, just because it was less contentious, I think.
Well, you mentioned that because Wade Elliott, the Cheltenham manager, claimed you were the best ref he'd seen all season, which is high praise. Here's a quote for you. He said, "I did worry when he walked on and did the Messiah salute to the North Stand." He says, but to back up, he said he's probably the best official we've had this year. So how are you feeling about that, mate?
Yeah, high praise indeed. High praise indeed. I think I was also told by some of the players I was the fittest official they'd seen that season as well.
Would you have a go at it, Julian? Would you want to have a go at it full time, like properly?
Andy, I'm too old for it now, but I never had lofty ambitions of being anything other than supporting the local leagues in and around where I am. And I was ex-military and I was a Navy referee for years as well. So you're there to help out lads that want to play the game, and without a referee, whatever standard, games just don't get played. So it's important that people remember that.
I want to ask you a quick question before we let you go, Julian. Right? You've gone on the touchline. You've got a job to do. Do you completely switch off from being a fan?
Oh God! I asked the referee what happens if Pompey score. Do I punch the air?
I mean, you can't be waving that flag like a cheerleader, you know.
Yeah, I guess the only thing was there was only a couple of hundred Cheltenham fans to my right, and if I'd given a little punch or something in the air, they might not have seen it. But no, absolute integrity for me, gentlemen, the whole time, and I would have kept my cool if we had scored. I guarantee it.
Julian, it's a brilliant story, arguably the story of the weekend, mate.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.